everybody, welcome to the live. Welcome to this video wherever you are watching this at. Today's live is going to be very special because it has to deal with the aftermath of the lunar eclipse, and we are about to go into the solar eclipse. What I wanted to say to you just now is the fact that when I was going over my lessons of how to truly manifest the things that you want in your life, I realized that if your goal is to be wealthy, and stick with me now, follow me through this. If your goal is to be wealthy, if your goal is to be successful, you live life at a certain frequency. You live life at a certain emotion. A lot of times the emotion that you're living at is like bliss. It's like ecstasy. It's like you're high off life. Ask yourself, when was the last time you felt like that? When was the last time that you felt that ecstasy of life? When was the last time that you felt high off life, right? Now, these people around you, these people that you cut off, didn't it seem like they kind of were the opposite of that energy? It's like some people could be high off life and some people could really be high off the lows. Like, I literally look at some people and I'm just like, dang. I start to think like, your life is so negative, so dark. I don't understand. Like, I can understand why you want to give up. I can understand why you want to destroy. I can understand why you have chaos, right? That don't mean that that's what I'm going to do. But you have to ask yourself, why is that person life like that? Why are those people lives like that? You have to stop feeling bad for people. You can have empathy, but stop feeling bad for people without the whole picture, because some of y'all are feeling bad for people who want to be there. Some of y'all are feeling bad for people who are addicted to that life. They are addicted to the misery. Do you understand emotions can create dopamine within our body? That doesn't mean only good emotions can create dopamine. Negative emotions can also create dopamine. Guilt can also create dopamine. People can literally be addicted to depression. Some people are addicted to the story of victimization in their life. Thank you, Vakara, for the gift. Some people are actually addicted. So if you coming in and you're trying to remove them from a life that they seem to act like they hate, they're going to retaliate on you because you are trying to break the construct of their life that they're living on. They are comfortable in misery, and that's what you need to understand. Those people, believe it or not, are addicted to the negativity because they feel like that negativity is confirming the story that they tell themselves. It's hard. I do everything by myself. I do this. I do that. I do this. Nobody's there for me. I'm alone. Nobody's this. Nobody's that. Nobody's this. That's what these people say. And they love it. They love it. They love it. Believe it or not, they love it. It's not that they get strength from it. They get validated from it. It's okay if I don't make it. It's because I went through this and this and that. Wait till they find out that everybody has a trauma. Wait till they find out that everybody has some shit that they've been through. Wait till they find that out. Because you know what they're going to say? Well, they didn't have it like me. Well, it's always going to be some excuse. And you have to realize that if you have to motivate someone and you don't get motivation from other people, they are not aligned. Like, let's keep this very simple when it comes to you dealing with people. You motivate yourself, right? You should be around other people that motivate themselves. You're disciplined, right? You should be around other people who are disciplined. Stop making excuses for people. It's because they went through this. Well, I understand. Okay. You sound like them. You sound like the voice in their head. And I want you to understand, the more that you give them excuses, the more you validate the voice that they have in their head. Now, let's talk about you. Let's talk about what you need to do to never attract negative people and to never attract people that remove you off of your journey. The one thing that I've noticed is that people who are not good for you will find a way to make you feel bad for having boundaries or protecting yourself. Thank you, Jasmine, for the gift. Thank you, Shango, for the gift. Thank you, Cecilia, for the gift. So you have to learn how to be okay with being a villain. I want you to realize that when you have self-love and self-care, you will be the villain in some people's lives. So make sure you're not doing this whole spiritual act for other people or to look good for other people, because you're going to lose yourself when you start to realize people don't approve of your decisions. But wealthy people, successful people, high quality people do not look for validations for their choices. Hell, half of the time the choices that they make, they don't even tell people, because they don't want people to influence their thoughts. You welcome, Melanin Monroe. So what y'all need to understand is that, thank you, Vakara, for the rose. So what you need to understand is that how you deal with your shit is how you deal with your shit. Stop bringing people who are not a CEO, a COO to your life to make decisions. You have the final say so when it comes to your life, because guess what? When shit get fucked up, it's your fault. And the faster you can learn how to take accountability for everything that happens in your life, the faster you will run a successful business, run a successful YouTube, run a successful company, because you're never going to blame other people. You're always going to say, you know what? I get that y'all feel this way, but I have to make the last choice. Because there's some people that will influence you to make a certain choice and then leave, and now you stuck with that choice. Don't ever think somebody won't leave. Always make sure that you are living in a state of independence and freedom, so that way nobody around you, if they left, it destroys you. Do you understand that even the nicest person, when they have your life in the palm of their hands, they will threaten you with it? Thank you, Aaliyah, for the gift. Thank you, Cecilia. Thank you, Jasmine. Never give people the power. Never. You keep your power. I want y'all to say something right now. I take my power back from any person, place, or thing that has taken it without my permission. I call my power back. I take my power back from any person, place, or thing that has taken it without my permission, because some of y'all left y'all power with a motherfucker that tricked you out of it. You don't need validation. You don't need an accountability partner. You need to learn how to be that for yourself, so that way anybody else that comes into your life is just an addition. You feel me? So what I want you to realize is that you need to get stricter. Like, there's nothing wrong. People always try to make you feel bad for being strict with your boundaries or being strict with your standards. If a motherfucker getting mad about your standards, they're mad because they couldn't reach it. They're mad that they couldn't reach it because guess what? If they could reach it, they would brag about how they reached your standards, right? Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. If they was really reaching your standards, they would brag about it, not complain about it. I remember Kevin Samuels said that, and by all means, I'm not saying that this is what I agree with or whatever, but I'm just giving you an example. Kevin Samuels said that only broke guys don't like to lead with their wallet. Only broke guys don't like to lead with their wallet. And I was like, that makes sense. That makes sense. So once I started paying attention to how people actually are, and here's the thing, a lot of y'all, when it comes to your friends and people that you meet, you need to let them talk more than you talk. You want to know why? Because you need to see everybody that's trying to come into your life as an interview. And listen, let me tell you something. No lame person, no person that doesn't have anything going on in their life will act like this. Only people who know they have something to lose will start to get strict. And if you know you have something to lose, you cannot afford bad company. When you know you have something to lose, you cannot afford bad company. Motherfuckers was trying to make me feel small. Motherfuckers was trying to make me feel like I'm not who I am. No, I'm exactly who I am. That's why you're here in my face. That's why you're talking to me. That's why. I'm exactly who I am. People hate when they can't have what you have. But then they not willing to do the work that you did. ¿Qué? Bitch, I'm getting bilingual in this motherfucker. ¿Qué? Huh? How you want what I have, but you not willing to do the work? Everybody say, ¿qué? Motherfucker say, sí. Hey, y'all not to be fucked with. I love y'all so much. Why are y'all just as fucking funny as me? I don't even have to tell y'all. Y'all niggas just catch the joke. That's how I know y'all my people. That's how I know y'all my people, because y'all just get it. You feel me? Like, my thing is, you know what? My thing is, y'all need to stop allowing people to come into your life and tell you how to run your shit. Period. And another thing I say too is, high quality people will never make you feel bad for having high quality standards. Confident people will never make you feel bad for hyping yourself up. I feel like my last relationship really taught me to no longer give a fuck. Because me giving a fuck was actually a trap set by those people to make me not shine. Somebody said, why you keep looking to the side? I have animals, so I'm just checking to see if there's animals running around. You feel me? So once I realized, I was like, oh my God, the very thing that the negative people were demonizing in me was the very thing that was taking me to the top. That's why y'all gotta be careful when people tell you, I don't like when you do that. I don't like when you, just because a motherfucker don't like it, don't mean that it's not working for you. I don't like when you cut your hair like this. I don't like when you wear your shit like this. I don't like if you da-da-da-da-da. I don't think I care. I don't think I ask. I don't think I give a fuck. I don't think so. And that's what you have to realize. Pay attention to the people that's giving you the criticism. Pay attention. Be mindful of who you take criticism from. Period. And the reason why I'm saying this is because even then, let me tell you something. Even if a motherfucker more successful than me, I still won't really take their advice. Because I've had people who had quote unquote more try to steal my shit, try to steal my destiny, try to steal my ashe. So just because a motherfucker got more than you still don't mean that they really know what's going on. Some people want to stay at the top, so they want to sabotage you. The only thing in person that you should trust is that motherfucker inside of you. That motherfucker inside of you. Period. And the reason why I'm saying that is because you have no clue what jealousy can do. Bitch, I'm making music in this motherfucker. At this point, this could be a damn freestyle mixtape in this bitch. You feel me? I just need Metro on them drums while I'm speaking this shit. This shit'll go double platinum in the hood. You hear me? Come on now. Like, I really just feel like if you really want to be successful, like at a super high level, you can't give a fuck what nobody has to say because they're the 99%. There's nobody where you want to be. So that means there should be nobody that you're really listening to about getting there. You know who you should listen to. You know what feels right. You have no clue what jealousy could do. And it's crazy because some people don't even know they jealous. Some people, like, you have to realize that people who are not emotionally intelligent will not understand the negative emotions that are flowing through their body. They don't know why they feel that way. They don't know why they feel upset. They don't know why they're miserable. And guess what? You're not there to sit there and help them figure that shit out. Now, I'm not a person that's crazy about 48 laws of power, but one chapter in 48 laws of power says stay away from the unlucky. And bitch, I get it. I do. I do. Because something about that shit rubs off, for real. It was certain people that I was hanging around that whenever I was with them, I just felt unlucky. And the reason why is because when you give people access to your inner field, you give them access to your ashe, you give them access to your energy, and guess what? Their mental, their thoughts gets caught up in your electromagnetic field. It's very hard for you to manifest a new reality when you're stuck in another reality where people are continuously trying to reinforce your old reality. Some people will come into your life and purposely try to always remind you of who you once were so you never become who you want to be. Somebody says, I'm in my AI. Clock it. I don't like to be around people who are miserable. I don't like to be around people who are ugly. I don't like to be around people who are unattractive. I don't like to be around people who are lack-minded. I don't like to be around people who have no vision. I don't like to be around people who don't work hard. I don't like to be around people who can't set an initiative. Y'all need to start creating a list of what's unacceptable, because here's the thing I want you to understand. If you don't draw the line in the sand, you're continuously going to move the goalpost for what's acceptable. So you have to start to tell yourself, okay, the one thing that is very unacceptable, once I see somebody do this, they have to get cut off. Put their hands on me. Once somebody put their hands on you, you got to go. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Once people call me out my name, they got to go. Once people say, get mad at my boundaries, they got to go. And some of y'all, you may be feeling like, well, damn, but you're going to go through people, da-da-da-da-da. It's 8 billion people in the world. It's a lot of people in this bitch. It's a lot. You have this lack mentality as if this person the only person. Y'all got to stop thinking in lack. And you got to know, if this person wasn't good for me, there has to be something. There has to be. That's the only possible reason why it didn't work out with this person, why it didn't work out with this business, why it didn't work out, because it's better. Some of y'all are trying to make something broken work, when in reality, you just need to buy a whole new thing. You feel me? There are certain things that cannot be fixed. You just got to go buy a new one. Once that motherfucker some of y'all with people, and I want y'all to think about it like this. That relationship is like a car. The transmission is done. The engine is done. But it's a nice car. But it's You're going to waste more money trying to fix the car than getting a new car. Is this making sense? That's how some of y'all relationships with some of these people are. You can go looking for a new transmission, a new engine all day, and guess what? It's going to be a waste of time. Because the engine, the transmission is going to cost more than the actual car. You get what I'm saying? Let somebody else have that car, because they'll probably hotbox in it or something. It won't even be used to drive. It'll be used for a fucking music video or something. You know, let things go. Let things go. I don't know who needs to hear this today, but if you've been thinking about traveling, go do it. Today's a day of travel. If you've been thinking about moving, go do it. Today's a day of moving. If you've been thinking about changing something, this is your sign to go do it. Today is a double 5 day. You know what that means? You know what that means? When it is a double 5 day, that means that today is about change, travel, movement. If you find yourself stagnant, it's for a reason. Me personally, I can't live a life of stagnancy. I will destroy myself if I stay stagnant. And sometimes we don't really realize the thing that's keeping us stagnant, because sometimes we could be so in the frame we don't see the bigger picture and we get caught up. So you have to ask the Most High God, whatever your religion or spirituality is, your higher self, you have to ask them to show you. Boy, I said, ancestors, please. Motherfucker, please, baby. If this motherfucker not for me, please, God. I need to know. And it's so quick. And it's crazy because once you ask, they be quick. Once you ask, they be. You get what I'm saying? So once I realized that, I was like, oh, I just got to work with the universe. As long as I work with the universe, because guess what? There are certain things that you're never really going to know because it's above your comprehension. It's above your, you know what I'm saying? I keep telling you, like, the one thing that I want you to understand, is that you have the crown. You have the crown. And when you have the crown, you have to realize that it is your responsibility to rule the kingdom. And if it's your responsibility to rule the kingdom, I want you to understand that you have to make the decisions that you have to make. Thank you, Maya. You have to make the decisions that you have to make. And you have to realize, as the king, not everybody's going to like your decisions. And I actually, listen, I love this. I wrote this book. I love this book that I wrote. And I just really want to talk about it. I want to teach from it, quite frankly. Like, I just really want to teach from it. Why can't I pull up my... Okay. All right. So, here's something that I wrote, okay? Trust dies the first time someone you believed in completely uses your faith as a weapon against you. It's so crazy. I feel like I wrote this book about what I was going through and didn't even realize it. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's so crazy how sometimes, like, this is why I feel like creating is so divine. Creating is so spiritual. It is. It is, y'all. I'm about to read it to you. But I really just want y'all to realize it's very important for you to create, for you to write, for you to make your music. If you are an artist, you need to create. The reason why is because I was making music. I was making videos. I was talking about shit from my subconscious mind that my conscious mind hadn't become aware of yet. Thank you, Jasmine, for the gift. So I'm listening back to my music. I'm listening back to my, yeah, if you can play your part, you can have my heart. I am not your car, your eye, your age. And I'm listening back to it, and I'm like, yo. When I made the song, I didn't even know what it meant. I got another song. Baby, don't you cause a scene. Take off in that driver's seat. Somehow I'm getting blamed for everything. And baby, I got love, don't really cost a thing. I done everything for this bitch, now she got me stuck. And basically, all I'm trying to tell you is that if you really allow your subconscious a place to release itself, you can have better connection to the divine, because your subconscious is God. Your subconscious is the divine. And what you have to understand also is that your body is also your unconscious mind. So that's why your body can feel things ahead of the curve. Your conscious mind is very limited. It's very limited to a skewed perspective, but your subconscious mind, your unconscious mind is connected to something so divine. Your unconscious mind is connected to all, and all is God. So when you take the time to actually listen, this is why meditation is so important, and this is again why I tell y'all you need to join my mystery school. What's up, Deontay? Listen, Deontay, stay in this live because I'm going hard on this. What I want you to realize is that until you learn how to bridge the gap between your conscious mind and your subconscious mind, you're always going to be severed from your real self. If you guys ever watch the TV show Severance, then you understand what I'm saying. There is another self inside of you that really gets tired of your shit. When I tell you the inner self really gets tired, when I tell you my subconscious mind was planning the breakup the whole time, your subconscious mind is planning to quit. Your subconscious mind is planning whatever it is that you've been wanting to do. Your subconscious mind has already created a plan that you're not even aware of. Your subconscious mind is already setting up the play. The reason why is that the reason being is you just need to learn how to trust the subconscious mind. You need to learn how to trust your gut. Your conscious mind is what gets in the way. You get what I'm saying? Like, Your conscious gets in the way. So your shadow is like, it gets tired of your shit. So it starts taking matters into its own hands. That's why you need to learn how to work with it. How do I work with my unconscious? How do I work with? There's literally a book. I think it's called Blink. I think the book is called Blink by Malcolm Caldwell or Malcolm something. And basically in the book Blink, he talks about how sometimes it's not about making a conscious decision. Sometimes it's about Sometimes it's about making the decision as soon as possible because that's your most pure self. And it's instinctual. Some of y'all don't trust your instincts. Do you understand what makes someone great is their instincts? Some of y'all are too busy consciously thinking about everything. Thank y'all for following me. Tisha, Kitten, Mary, Key, thank y'all for following. Make sure y'all keep following. I'm thinking it's self-sabotage whole time. It's orchestrated departure. Boy, hey, Kia. Boy, that shit was so profound. That shit was so profound. Kia went crazy. I feel like a proud teacher. Like, that's some shit I couldn't have taught. That shit ate, Kia. That shit ate. That shit ate. Look, you got the whole chat going crazy, Kia. Ate that shit up. You feel me? So I just realized, like, okay, but do you understand the reason why some of y'all are out of sync with your subconscious mind is because of either your environment, either your choices, or either your lack of practice. You're not doing the practice. Some of y'all, like, and I'm really about to eat y'all the fuck up. Some of y'all think that doing your little affirmations or writing, y'all think that shit child's play. Y'all think that shit don't matter. Y'all think, that don't really do nothing. You thinking you reading your book over and over and over again, that don't really do nothing. Me saying my affirmations, that don't really do nothing. I thought that at one point. I thought I was so good at manifesting that I didn't have to say my affirmations again. Bitch, I went back to the fundamentals. I went back to the fundamentals. Do you understand the word fundamentals is fun, your mental? Making deposits within your mind. And sometimes blame Faye. Sometimes that's why I didn't want to do it, because I felt like, oh, people gonna make fun of me that I got this vision board, that I got my I want to be a this written up. No. The people that's laughing at you, look at their life. But then when you go talk to all of the millionaires who's living the life that you want, they look at you and they say, well, do you have a vision board? And you thinking that shit didn't really matter. You thinking that shit just some cutesy-wootsy shit. No. It's the fundamentals. The thing about it is that when you playing sports, when you playing basketball, you think, oh, I don't gotta practice layups. I don't gotta practice close shots. I don't have to practice the little things. Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant was starting every practice with the basics. You're not too good for the basics. I promise you, if you live your life on the basics, you will always be greater than everybody else. The details do matter. Thank you for the gift. Thank you for the gift, Lorado. Right? So what I realized was, you know what? I actually have an ebook on my website, right? And it's called Create Your Life. Y'all, I listened to that affirmation tape again. And when I tell you it lit me up, it made me remember what made me successful in the first place. I don't give a fuck if my number's down. I don't give a fuck if my number's not doing what they used to. Bitch, I'm still a success. Period. But when you around people who are constantly, let me tell y'all something. I was around people who was undermining me, who was trying to make it seem like you're not actually doing that well. You're not actually 25 years old, 4 cars, 3 bedroom. What do you have? A phone that's off. Come on. A phone that's off. Bitch, we texting your email. Get the fuck out my face. It be those people talking shit. be those people talking shit. I was like, man, I need to stop. Boy, I need to stop thinking that these people even have a voice. You think you could turn on your hotspot? You need my hotspot, but you got a lot to say? People that are broke call others broke. No, baby. No. I don't agree with that. I don't think a broke person will call another person broke. I think a broke person will try to undermine successful people. Why do you think everybody hate the rich? Everybody hate the successful. Right? So let's continue. All right? So I'm going to read this here. And if you guys, let me see if I could put this in the comments. Let me see if I could put this in the comments real quick. I'm about to comment on the live. Hold on. Hold on. All right, so I'm about to read from this book. Hold on. All right. So, I think, yep, there you go. Look at that comment right there. Can I pin this? Why can't I pin this? Anyways, all right, so let's go ahead and get into it. So this book is called The Crown. I'm going to break this down. Listen, I don't give a fuck about you talking about promoting books and this and this and that. This live is specifically for you to get information, okay? So if you can't afford the book, it's okay. I promise you it's okay. Just take the information, please. Please take the information, okay? Please, just listen. Can you, even if you can't afford the book, buy the book, whatever the fuck, just please take the information, because guess what? God gonna compensate me regardless. God is gonna compensate. The law of compensation is real, okay? Here we go. So, the book is called The Crown. Yes, take notes. Why did I write a book called The Crown? I gotta first break this down numerology-wise, okay? I really got to break this down because some of y'all don't even understand the deep messages and meanings behind this, okay? So first of all, I want you to understand the number 33. I actually have it tattooed here, okay? I'm a numerologist, all right? I studied the stars, the numbers, all that shit. So, and this is an ancient practice. So if a motherfucker try to say, oh, numerology, astrology is demonic, I already know where you stand, because these practices of numerology, astrology have been our ancestors' tools. Okay? So, 33 is the highest peak, okay? 33 is the highest. 33, you know, they always say the Freemasons, 33, they say 33 is the highest frequency. Jesus Christ died at 33. There's 33 vertebrates in the spine, and you know Kundalini energy rises through the spine, right? And that Kundalini energy, it rises to the top of the head in order for you to have we had 33 minutes on my recording. That's crazy. So, 33, let me slow down. 33 is the number of the highest enlightenment, okay? So what you have to understand is that 33 is like the person with the crown. 33 is like the king, the queen, right? So now the letters OR, add up to 33. I think O is 15 and R is 18. Yeah. O is 15 and R is 18, okay? So when you have the two letters O and R together, they create a frequency. Orange. Why do you think right now the orange iPhone is going so crazy? It has that 33 energy. Also, another thing too is Rothschild, Rockefeller, Rock Nation, that RO. And best believe people like Jay-Z and all of them, they use this stuff. Why do you think he has a whole album called 444? He's born on the 4th. I think he's born on the 4th, or he's a 4 life path. Beyonce, was she born on the 4th? I think their house is even shaped like a 4. They use this stuff, right? So then I started to realize, okay, yeah, so a lot of y'all don't realize these teachings that I do, they're very connected on an energetic state, right? So let's continue. So RO is 33, right? So when you think of the word crown, crown is at the top and it has that RO in it, right? My name is Ori. In an African spirituality called Yoruba, Ori is the head. Crown chakra sits at the top. In Africa, the word Ori Apuere means the apex, the pinnacle, okay? So now I want you to realize why the energy of royalty, R-O, royalty. Royalty has that 33. Crown has that 33, okay? Now let's continue. So now throne has the R-O in it. So what I'm trying to get you to understand is that 33 is also either loved or hated. XXXTentacion was a 33. He was so impactful, but a lot of people hated him. So what I'm trying to get you to understand is that when you decide to be that person, to carry that crown, you have to be okay with being disliked. You have to be okay with being hated. You have to be, because that's what comes with it. If you're not built to be disliked, you're not built to be loved. You're not built to be admired. You're not built to be a legend. So, 33 also has the highest responsibility. Okay? So, I want you to realize that if this is you that I'm talking about right now, you have a very big destiny. And I'm not just saying, like, I need y'all to understand, I'm not here to just say some shit to just get some likes. Or just like, I've been doing this since I was 12 years old. I do this for the love of the game. I do this for the love of the game. Let me show y'all. I've been making videos like this since I was 12 years old, y'all. I do this for the love of the game. Hold on. Oh, that's crazy. My page got 33 subscribers from when I was a kid. Let me show you. I want to show y'all this. I've been...
So what's up, guys? I'm Super, the rapper. Starting out, and I'm 13 years old. I'm from Miami. I have 2 married parents.
So why am I showing you that? I'm telling you that this has been my destiny. This is what the fuck I'm supposed to do. I have no choice. No matter how many times I've tried to walk away from it, I have to do this. I have to give love. I have to speak. I have to inspire. I have to be a messenger for God, Most High, my ancestors. I have to be, or else my whole life will fall to shambles. I'm following my destiny. Now, enough about me. What I want you to understand is that if I'm telling you this, it's because I truly believe that this is what you need to know. If this is your destiny, if you know that you have a big responsibility for your life, for your friends, for the people around you, you have no choice but to learn. You have to learn how to be stoic. Baby, the first thing you need to understand is I gotta control my emotions. I cannot be a boss with emotions that I can't control. And I want you to understand that when you are going through it, it's going to feel like hell. It's going to feel like, damn, why do I got to deal with all of this? It's because you need to learn how to deal with pressure on your back. The word diamond adds up to 33. And guess what? Why do you think they always say pressure makes diamond? Pressure makes diamonds. Because diamond is 33. You have to learn how to thrive under pressure. You have to learn how to thrive under stress. Never allow the outside world to make you fall, crumble, or feel small. You have to be able to know you're successful, know you're something, know you're right, even when the whole world is telling you you're crazy. Thank you, Suzanne, for the gift. Thank you, Suzanne. Thank you, Glody, for the gift. So you have to realize I need to love myself. And I need to believe in myself so much that even if the whole world was against me, I still wouldn't give a fuck. Do you know how powerful you're gonna be when you don't give a fuck about the whole fucking world? When you trust yourself so much that even when the world tells you you're crazy, and trust me, they will, your family will, some of y'all already experiencing that. Who's already experiencing that? How many of y'all already experiencing that? We ain't even get to the fucking document. So here we go. The crown. The crown, the crown, the crown. And I want y'all to know, if this is resonating with you right now, make sure you guys go ahead and get my book, The Crown. It's on my page. It's on my page. It's on my TikTok account. All right. So The Crown, you did not ask for this burden. That's exactly why you're qualified to carry it. Do you understand? The people that are seeking for power, want power, are usually the ones that don't deserve it or are not the ones that are able to even handle it. A lot of times the people that are managers, a lot of times the people who are the ones at the top, they didn't really want that shit. Think about it. You're probably the one taking care of your family. Did you want that shit? You're the one that's having to fix the traumas of your family. Did you ask for that shit? You didn't, right? You didn't, right? You don't even want that fucking burden. But guess what? When you know that you're the only one that can handle it, you literally remove all your emotions from what you want, what you think how you should deal with it, and you just take it. But I want you to understand the fact that you didn't want it is the reason why you have it. Because if the people who want it, they usually don't want it for the right reasons. They usually don't really know what it entails. The reason why you don't want it is because you know that shit gonna take a lot out of you. Let's continue. The Crown finds the reluctant, not the eager. It chooses those who understand the weight before they feel it. Here's a perfect movie to explain this. Did y'all watch the movie The King with Timothée Chalamet? He didn't want that crown. He did not want that crown. But he knew damn well I'm getting chills. His brother couldn't take it. He knew his dad was dying. He knew he had no choice. He knew his brother would die trying to have that crown. And his brother wanted that crown so bad. But he knew his brother couldn't handle it. So he had to come from wherever the fuck he was, come to his fucking kingdom, and he had to take that fucking crown because he had no choice. The Crown chooses those who understand the weight before they feel it. You've been prepared your entire life for a throne you never wanted to sit on. So now when you look at your life, really ask yourself and look at your life and say, damn, that's why I was going through that shit. I went through all that shit because I was being built up. I've always felt like my life was a boot camp. My dad was a 33 life path. And my dad was very tough on me. And I didn't understand, why are you so tough on me? Because he had a destiny for me. He knew you're going to be destined for something, even if you can't see it right now. And some of y'all, that's what God is doing for y'all. That's what the most high is doing for y'all. That's what life is doing for y'all. Do you realize when you start to look at everything from a different perspective of, oh my God, I was going through this because I was being prepared to be the king. Then everything starts to make sense, don't it? When things were harder on you than everybody else. For example, when you're the best player on the team, I was the best player on the basketball team. I didn't understand, why the fuck is my coach going at me the hardest? I'm the best one. Because you're the only one with potential, baby. You're the only one that listens. You're the only one that can actually understand. You're the only one with potential. Every betrayal that cut deeper than it should have was teaching you discernment. Every loss that brought you to your knees was building the spine required to stand under pressure. Let me say that one more time. Every betrayal that cut deeper than it should have was teaching you discernment. Every loss that has brought you to your knees was building the spine that was required to stand under pressure. Every moment when you stood alone while others ran was proving your qualification for the loneliness of command. How many of y'all dealt with the fact that it seemed like nobody really wanted to weather the storm with you? Thank you, Glody, for the gift. Now it makes sense why those people could not weather the storm. And every time it got tough, they ran. Now it makes sense because they weren't built for it. They weren't. Thank you, Hector. They weren't built for it, baby. Thank you, Samaya. Now it makes sense why they ran. You thought you were suffering. And this whole time you were actually being educated. You thought you were suffering. The whole time you were being educated. Like I said, if you want to go ahead and go get my ebook, The Crown, You can DM me for the link. The mathematics of selection. What you have to understand is that in this world, it is only a select few that have the crown. It is only a select few that grow. It is only a select few that rule. Only a select few. Only a select few. And when you realize that only a select few could actually take the shit that you dealt with, you start to have more pride about it. You start to not feel so bad about it or feel like you were born with some type of curse. You are not born with a curse, baby. You're not born with a curse. You were born with a crown. It's just sometimes blessing seems like curses. Thank you, Erica, for the gift. Thank you, Joy, for the gift. Thank you, Loyal, for the gift. All right? Y'all keep running up the live. Let's get this to 100,000 likes, all right? So look, what I want you to understand is that, hold on, I gotta move to my next one, all right? Hold on. So here's something I want to say right here. Ready? The crown chooses its bearers by the bearer's capacity to hold paradox without breaking. What that means is that the reason why you were chosen to have the crown is because you are one of the few people that is able to carry such a load and not break. That's why. That's why. Because you are able to carry much more and not break, right? And check this out. What calls to you from eternity was always yours. What others see in you before you see in yourself is not projection, but prophecy. Hold on. The crown settles where it belongs according to the laws older than ambition, deeper than desire. What you have to realize is that you do not break. You are not, yes, you're built to be tough. You're built to handle this shit. You're built like that. That's why. That's the simplest way. Why I gotta deal with this shit? Because you just built like that. That's why. Let me take out all of the words from the book and let me just say it like that. You built like that. That's why. That's why. Okay? So, what places itself upon you without consent reveals more about your essence than what you consciously choose. You did not seek the weight, yet you carry it. You did not ask for the isolation, yet you endure it. You did not request the responsibility, yet you answer it. This is the first sign that the crown has found its home. Because even when you don't want to do it, you do that shit. Even when it's not your problem, you fix that shit. Do you realize that when you're a boss, your employees can make mistakes? And guess what? No matter how much you may try to crucify them, they're never ever going to actually feel the consequence of it. You're always going to feel the consequence. When you are the oldest sibling and you got your little siblings and they drawing over the wall, they don't really get in trouble. They never get in trouble. It's you. Why you let your sister, why you let your brother, you want to know why? Because you, when the parents are gone, you are the head of the household. You are the one trusted with responsibility. You call the shots. So if you want to call the shots, you got to also be okay when the consequences come and it falls on you. That's the duality of this shit. The universe places upon each soul exactly what that soul can transform into strength. Everything that you're dealing with in life, you're dealing with it because you are able to transmute it. Thank you, Jay, for the gift. You would not be given all of that extra burden and energy if you weren't able to transmute it. That's why. Don't ever feel like you can't handle the shit that you're being dealt with. That's an illusion. You would never be given something that you can't handle. You know what? Something else I realized too. Like, for example, I went through this breakup or whatever, right? I lost my father at 17, 18 years old. I had somebody do witchcraft on me when I was 22 years old, and I lost everything. Let me tell you something. When you go through some shit like that, losing your father at a young age, all that type of shit, people leaving your life don't affect you as much. You start getting jaded to pain. Pain don't even hit like it used to no more. Yesterday, I was literally sitting there like, damn, this shit ain't even hurt that bad. I thought I was avoiding doing what I was doing because I was avoiding ending it because I thought I would be faced with a lot of pain. But then when I actually went through it, 2 days crying, feeling what I felt, feeling betrayed. But then on that third, fourth day, I was like, damn, I'm not even like hurt no more. Be trying to make myself cry. Hey, why I feel so seen? Why I feel so seen? Because that's the fact. When you have built yourself a level of armor and you have emotional intelligence and you work through every single thing that has happened in your life, shit just don't hit you like that no more. Emotions just don't control you like that no more. And I remember watching a video where Miley Cyrus used to say that when she used to lose her friend, when she was younger, she used to be balled up on the floor crying. She says nowadays, she's just detached. But what if I told you that detachment that you learned from some of the lowest moments in your life is the very skill that makes you wealthy? People who are poor in mindset, in energy, in spirit will look at you as cold, and they'll think that you don't have no heart, when in reality, you just have a gate around your heart. Your heart is not just open and accessible because you're not poor. You're very wealthy in spirit. So when you're very wealthy in spirit, you are aware of vultures. You know that vultures exist. Access denied. Exactly. Period. Do you understand that? And I want you to understand that what you are teaches louder than what you say. A lot of y'all need to understand that your presence, y'all be too busy trying to teach people. I teach y'all because this is, my career or whatever. But one thing I've noticed is that people actually learn more from me by watching me tackle things. For example, I'm telling y'all about my situation with my breakup and everything. And a lot of y'all are learning from my experience. Yes, I'm saying things, but I'm telling you about what I did, how I attacked it. And that's why I feel like some of y'all too busy trying to teach people when in reality, you just need to embody it. Your essence alone teaches motherfuckers, believe it or not. Others learn by watching how you carry loss, how you handle power, how you treat those who cannot serve you. They absorb your lessons not through your words, but through your being. True authority comes not from position, but from alignment of inner truth with outer action. You ever looked at somebody, you like, damn, they just look like an ancestor. They just look godly. They didn't even say a word. You know why they look so godly? You know why they're glowing? Because the light that is inside of them is shining so bright, it's emanating through their skin. Remember, the skin is also a crystal. The skin also is able to hold energy and frequency. So when a motherfucker looking dull, it's because their energy is dull. Their energy is drained. But when a motherfucker is glowing, when their energy is high vibrational, it's because something internal is shining outward. Another thing too is the greatest influence occurs when others discover in your presence permission to become more fully themselves. And what I mean by this is when you're listening to this live, it gives you permission to be that unapologetic savage that you are. And I hope this live is reminding you, be exactly who you are. You're never going to be sick. You're never going to have what you truly want until you are who you truly are. In order for you to have what you truly want, you first have to be who you really are. That means motherfuckers will think that you're an asshole. Motherfuckers will think that you're mean. Motherfuckers will think that you evil, you this, you that, you cold, you this. Okay. You're here. You think all of this, but you're still here. Hello? If I'm so what you think I am, why are you here? Because, bitch, you're addicted. Because you're addicted. Something about this energy got you stuck. Something about this energy got you coming back. Because you're addicted. That's that Scorpio shit. Sorry, y'all. I let my Scorpio out. Real quick. I'm sorry, y'all. I let my Scorpio out. My bad. Let's continue. Solitude. Oh, let's talk about pressure. So what I want you to understand, let's read right here. Under pressure, essence reveals itself. Under pressure, essence reveals itself. And the reason why I'm saying this is because a lot of people cannot deal with the pressure that you deal with. The crown subjects its bearer to exist. I can't even fucking read. The crown requires you to deal with intense pressure. And if you cannot deal with that intense pressure, then it's not for you. You ever looked at somebody freak out and literally go crazy at something that doesn't even shake you? You ever seen somebody literally lose their shit over some shit that don't even bother you? I want you to understand also that your crown, it either forges or it either destroys. There's no middle ground. It's either make or break. Pressure creates clarity. You discover either that you are stronger than you knew or weaker than you pretended. And guess what? In order to be great, winning, the word winning, the energy of winning does not tolerate mediocrity. You cannot think that you finna get to the top being mediocre. And a lot of y'all accept that shit from the people around you. And guess what? When you accept that shit from the people around you, they accept that shit within you. You need to be around people who check your ass. You can no longer accept mediocrity from this point on. It's so easy to be great nowadays because everybody is accepting mediocrity and average shit. Stop accepting that shit. You should always want the best. You should always want top tier shit. I don't want a fucking Honda. I want a Lamborghini. I don't care. Why would you spend this and this and that? Because I can. Why do you want to spend $200,000? Because I can. Because I will. Because I want to. Is me wanting to get a Lamborghini making you feel the type of way? Is this challenging your beliefs? When people get triggered by your high standards or your high goals, that lets you know they gotta go. Why would you spend 50 for this or 50K for this or two? Because I can. I'm sorry, is this making you feel uncomfortable? Then you gotta go. You gotta go. I was watching a video yesterday. A motherfucker said, it's been 2 minutes and I'm already up 40K. That shit shifted my whole mentality. And he just looked at it. He was like, yep, we're up 40K right now. Put the phone down. And I was like, see, that's a different type of mentality because some people, when they see their phone up 40K, they would close it immediately. That man put it down. He went negative 30K and then he won 100K. And I was like, you see the difference? There was no fear. He knew what he was going to get and he was not willing to accept 40K. He was like, yeah, 40K, that's cool. We'll see what happens. And that's when I knew it was levels to this mental shit. Thank you, Glody, for the gift. That's when I knew. There was levels to this shit. Let's go into the laws of solitude. The crown elevates and in elevation isolates. What you need to understand is that when you want to be the best, there's only one best. There is only one best. So what that means is that you cannot expect there to be a crowd of people to understand what it took for you to be the best. I'm not saying that you're not going to have friends. I'm not saying that you're not going to have people in your life. You're just not going to be understood. And that within itself can be lonely. You're gonna have friends, you're gonna have girls, you're gonna have guys, you're gonna have people that you mess with, have fun with. That's new, that's cool, that's nothing. But that level of intimacy of wanting to be understood, you can go ahead and kiss that goodbye. Don't look for that. If it comes, it comes, but don't look for it. Because it's gonna make you sad. It is. It is. Once you start to embrace it and just see it as a pro to being successful, you no longer look at it as a negative. Right? So, to see further is to stand apart. I want y'all to write that down. To see further is to stand apart. If you're not following me right now, make sure you guys follow me right now. To see further is to stand apart. Okay? What that means is that when you have a vision, when you have a vision, you cannot expect people to see that vision. What is the book? The book is called The Crown. The book is called The Crown. Look at the last comment. Look at the last comment. Look at the, because I can't say it. I can't say it. So look at the comment. The comment, Oriana Manhurst. To get the book, go to, there you go. All right. So let's finish. So the crown grants perspective that others do not share. The crown grants perspective that others do not share. You see consequences they cannot imagine. You understand complexities they have not encountered. You carry knowledge that comfort cannot accommodate. What I'm trying to get you to understand is that you no longer see what everybody else sees. You see something so fucking big and profound. That's why billionaires don't think, what am I going to do this year? They think, what am I going to do in 10 years? And some of y'all think like that. That if you are already thinking about 5 years, 10 years apart, I'm letting you know right now, you already have a wealth mentality. You already have a wealth mentality. The deepest companionship comes not from being understood, but from understanding. Others cannot fully comprehend the weight you carry because they have not felt it. Their advice, however well-intentioned, often misses the mark because it comes from a perspective that cannot encompass your responsibilities. Oh my fucking God. Oh my God. That one sentence alone is so profound. Corinthians 9:14. I gotta say it again, huh? If this motherfucking comment don't make y'all go get this book, I don't know what will. If this comment does not make y'all go get that book, I don't know what will. If you want to buy the book, DM me. If you want to buy the book, DM me. Because that shit right there, I'm about to read it again. I'm about to read it again. This shit's so good. Others cannot fully comprehend the weight you carry because they have not felt it. Their advice, however well-intentioned, often misses the mark because it comes from a perspective that cannot encompass your responsibilities. I know I ate that shit up. You wonder why motherfuckers can never understand your... This is why I say stop listening to what a motherfucker gotta say. Unless they are juggling the same responsibility, the same weight that you juggling, they will never get it. Your mom telling you to, oh, why don't you go get this job? Why don't you go do this? Why don't you go get this? Why don't you go get this? Sweetheart. I love you. Thank you. You just don't get it. It's okay. I won't hold it against you. You just don't get it. And when you're really smart and when you get really good at it, when people give you their advice, you're like, yep, yep, I know I should do that. You start fucking with them. When you already understand, you start fucking, you be like, yeah, you right, I should. And then go home and be like, what the fuck was they talking about? So, isolation purifies intention. Only in solitude do you discover whether you serve yourself or something greater. Thank you, Lex, for the gift. Stripped of external validation, removed from the comfort of agreement, you face the truth of your motivation. The crown's isolation burns away the need for approval and forces you to find your center and principle rather than praise. You want to know why? You want to know why you can no longer seek validation? How can you be validated for something that people don't even understand? When you have the crown, you understand that you are so ahead of the curve that you will probably never even receive credit for it. You'll probably receive credit when you're gone. You think when X was here, people was giving him credit for how ahead of the curve? No, they wasn't. They waited until he died. Jesus Christ, when he died. So you got to stop wanting people to give you credit. You got to stop wanting people to give you your flowers. That is very childlike. That is very weak. Yeah, everybody hated Kobe when he was playing. Everybody thought he was crazy. Everybody thought, oh, you doing too much. But now everybody, oh my God, Kobe, everybody. Y'all literally hated the guy. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Venice. You have to understand that when you want to win, people will demonize you for wanting to win. Isn't that crazy? When you want to be rich, people will demonize you for wanting to be rich. People will literally demonize you for wanting better for yourself. It's crazy. But then when you're gone, oh my God, they always was striving for the best. They always were. Now you're the fucking role model. Telling you. So, another thing I want to tell you too is that in order to be the best, and in order to really accept this crown, you're going to have to learn how to accept your shadow. Remember at the beginning of the live, I was telling y'all that y'all were literally closing off that version of you inside. You were hiding it. What I want you to realize is that every crown casts a shadow. Every light creates darkness. Michael Jordan was called the Black Cat. Kobe Bryant was called the Black Mamba. You want to know why? Because they understood, I cannot suppress this shadow. It's going to destroy me. I have to embody it. I have to work with it. Y'all run up the likes on this live. I have to work with it. The brighter the crown shines, the deeper the shadow it casts. Power awakens its opposites. Authority summons rebellion. Strength calls forth the forces that will test it. You have to realize that if you're going to slay dragons, slay demons, you got to be able to have a demon within yourself. And again, like, don't take that too personal. Like, don't be like, demon? Oh, hell nah. She talking demons. I sound like Respucia. No, listen. In order to slay the shadows of other people, in order to protect yourself from the shadows of other people, your light is not what's going to be able to notice that shadow. It's your shadow that's going to notice other people's shadow. Period. That's when you know you've really reached a level of wisdom, when you no longer demonize the darkness within you. Period. So, what I want you to realize is that your greatest enemy is not external opposition, but it's internal corruption. More sovereigns fall to their own shadows, I gotta say that again because this shit about to hit. More sovereigns fall to their own shadows than to their enemies' swords. Don't be messy. Don't be messy. Don't be messy. Don't be messy. Do not be messy. Do not be messy. I don't want to hear none of that shit. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give no fucks. Don't be messy. Pride corrupts. We talk about something so much more divine and bigger than that motherfucker. Pride corrupts more kingdoms than invasion. The crown's power turned inward becomes the force of its own destructions. What you have to realize is that if you don't learn how to work with your shadow, and I'm a Scorpio, so please listen to me very good. Please listen to me very good. If you are afraid to put a motherfucker in the guillotine, you cannot be the king. Do you know what a guillotine is? If you're afraid to say off with your head, you're not ready to be a king. Because in order to lead, sometimes you're going to have to use people as an example to not fuck with you. Some people are going to have to learn, holy shit, I can't mess with them. Like y'all got to stop thinking that to be spiritual is to not have an ego, is to not have a shadow. That is a trap of ignorance. That is a trap. Because the more love that you have in your heart, the meaner you get when it's time to protect yourself. And y'all got to stop being scared of people calling you mean. When people try to call you mean because you're protecting yourself, all that means is that you're not easy to be played with. You're not going to allow people to play with you. Come on now. So you have to understand that your shadow is not a curse, but it's your inheritance. You have a savage inside of you. And until you learn how to tame it, you're forever going to be a prisoner to yourself. What you deny in yourself rules you. What you integrate in yourself serves you. The very thing that you're afraid of is the very thing that's going to empower you. What you deny in yourself rules you. What you integrate in yourself serves you. Again, if you don't get this book, I already know where you stand. You're not that guy. You're not that guy. Because me personally, if I came on live and I came on TikTok and I found somebody that really understood the real nuances of what the fuck is going on in my life, I would do whatever I can to get the wisdom. Whoa, you called yourself broke? I rebuke, baby. I rebuke. That don't sound like one of my students, Faye. Faye, you new here? Faye, are you new here? Faye, are you new here? Okay, Faye, why are you talking like that? Why are you talking like that, Faye? Why? Like, you gotta understand, like, y'all remember, what's that guy? He said, I don't know, that emotion. He used to have the beard. He used to be like, hold on, what's that nigga name? Y'all know the guy, the light-skinned guy with the pretty eyes who used to wear the wig and the fur coat, and he used to be funny, right? Do y'all know what I'm talking about? What was his name? Joanne! Yes! Joanne, hold on. This man. Joanne. What was his name? Joanne. Baby. Joanne the scammer. Let me tell you something. One thing that Joanne the scammer said, this is how I feel. Broke. I don't know what that is. I don't know that emotion. I don't know what that feels like. I'm not familiar. Never heard of it. Like, I need y'all to get so fucking delusional. Delulu. That you're like, broke? I don't even know what that is. What does that mean? Wait, broke? Huh? What does that mean? What does that mean? Lack? I don't know. I've never heard of it. Like, once you start banishing that shit out your mind will catch up and your mind will start to get the gist of it. That you gotta literally hold your mind up against the wall and you literally tell that motherfucker, if I hear you talk about some broke, lack, me and you gonna have a problem. You have to. You have to tell. You control that motherfucker. Stop letting your mind tell you what's good. Bitch, if I said there's a million in the bank, you better act like it. The fuck? Like, you have to treat yourself like that. You have to check it. You have to. You get what I'm saying? So, listen, y'all. I'm telling y'all right now, that's how you have to go about shit. That's how you have to treat yourself. That's how you have to treat yourself, baby. That's how you have to treat yourself. That's how you have to treat yourself. All right? That's right. You got to catch yourself before you continue speaking negatively over yourself. Exactly. 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 All right? Also, I want all y'all right now to follow my new account that's I just commented. How you know someone put witchcraft on you? I watched them do it. They made it seem like they were initiating me into something when in reality they were trying to take something. So they did it wrong. They purposely did the ritual wrong. That's what they did. You feel me? So, like I said, what I want y'all to do, make sure y'all go ahead, follow that account that I commented down below, Oriana Manhurst. And right now, if you want my new book called The Crown, I want you guys to go ahead and DM me. If you want my new book called The Crown, I want you guys to DM me, or all right. Listen, man, I just feel like for me right now, I'm just on a whole different level when it comes to where I want to be. It's $28. When you know that you have a big destiny, that pressure eats at you every day, y'all. For real, sometimes it gets hard to sleep when you know you got to do something. Thank you, Chef, for the gift. When you know you have a big destiny. And another thing I want to tell y'all too. Another thing. I literally have a school too. I want to say that too. I have a school. My school is called Styx's Mystery School. It's an online school where I teach people about psychology. I teach people about neuroscience. I teach people about their brain. I teach people how to meditate. I teach people about self-love. I teach people about self-care. I teach you about all the shit that they don't want to teach you in school. And the one thing I want to talk about, we're going to talk a little bit about wealth and money. In order for you to be wealthy, you have to become someone new. You have to become the successful you. Where is that? If you want to join my mystery school, look in the comments. Look in the comments. Look in the comments. But I actually, let's see. I want to break that down too. I got a teaching on that too. I got so much teachings, y'all. Like, y'all don't understand. Look at this, y'all. I take so many fucking notes. I think I've showed y'all this before. But guys, this is literally from fucking 2020. 2020. 2020. Like, look. Success comes September 20th, 2022. Think and Grow Rich. Guys, when I tell you, I've been studying this shit. Success comes to those who are success conscious. Failure comes to those who are failure conscious. What does this mean? Whatever you think about, you become. Imagination is the beginning of creation. You imagine what you desire. You will what you imagine. And at last, you create what you will. You create what you will. God is within your mind. Your brain can broadcast and receive vibration of thought. Our mind has a direct contact with infinite intelligence. A burning desire makes our brain vibrate at a rapid rate. Let me tell you something. Do you understand what just simply knowing that could do for you? Some of y'all think that what's the reason why you're not successful is because you're not working hard enough. You don't have the right tools. When in reality, you're not thinking right. That's all it is. You have to shift your perspective. Shift your perspective. It's your perspective. It's how you view things. Believe it or not, I need you to get that into your mind. Get that into your brain. It's how you think. It's how you think. It's how you think. It's what you feel, because thoughts, your thoughts is the root of everything in your life. You feel what you feel because it stemmed from a thought. You have what you have because your actions came from an emotion. That emotion came from a thought. Everything that is alive and built right now came from thought first. So until you realize that I have to figure out the root of this shit in order to truly be successful. Some of y'all are fucking up at the root, and then you wondering why, shit damaged. Let me see what else I have here. I got so much fucking information here. Seduction of money, crafting a life they can't resist. Look at all this shit. The seduction of money, aligning energy with abundance. This is all the shit that's in my mystery school, y'all. This is all the shit, Think and Grow Rich. I got the whole book right here that I break. Like, guys, I'm not playing. The psychology of money. I want to break this down. Let's talk about the psychology of money. Because everybody loves money. Like, they could tell you they don't love money. Everybody loves money. Because everybody likes to eat. Everybody likes to feel good. Everybody likes to live. Right? And I want y'all to understand that I don't look at money as like some super material thing. I look at money as a side effect of being in your most abundant and aligned self. Period. And I feel like money always exposes who you truly are. So when you see these evil people getting all this money, they usually look like it. They usually live like it. Karma is very real. So let me start by saying this. Wealth is not an accident. Every person who ends up wealthy consciously made a decision. They decided that they were going to be wealthy. It's almost like Kobe Bryant when he said, I am going to be the Will Smith of the NBA. I am going to be the best. You're never going to be successful until you decree it. I want everybody right now to comment, I decree success. Do you know what the word decree means? Do you know what the word decree means? Decree means an official order issued by a legal authority. An official order issued by a legal authority. That means that you are ordering an official order. So you have to decree success. I decree success. That means you are giving an order. Okay? Not one day, not someday, but absolutely you will be successful. And from that moment, those people, they stopped entertaining any thought, scenario, or energy that didn't align with that vision. When you decide, I will be successful, I am successful, that is the moment that you no longer entertain anything that is not in that frequency. So, Napoleon Hill said it best. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Wealth begins with a definite purpose, a decision so unwavering that it overrides doubt, fear, and every circumstance that might try to distract you. I want you to remember this. My mind does not entertain any unfavorable outcomes. I do not entertain any unfavorable outcomes. A very wealthy man told me that. I do not entertain any unfavorable outcomes. What's so different from him and you? Nothing. Actually, that nigga actually was amputated with a leg. So he actually have less ability than you. This man had a leg amputated, so he only had one leg and he was like walking on a... So what that means? That means you actually have more than him. You can run. That nigga can't run. So what makes you think that your mind is not as powerful as his? So I want you to understand there's a choice. You can either be a boss or a slave. And I'm not just talking about at work. Like, I'm not talking about work. Because somebody can have a 9 to 5 right now, but they're a boss. You want to know why? Because a boss is not determined by their circumstance. A boss is determined by how they think. Because guess what? No matter what the circumstance, the boss will always end up on top. So, there are only 2 rules in this game. You're either a boss or a slave. A boss moves with confidence, takes risk, and embraces uncertainty. A boss operates from abundance even when the tides are low. A slave hesitates, makes excuses, and clings to comfort. A slave operates from fear, constantly worrying there isn't enough to go around. You want to know the difference between the boss and a slave? Energy. The boss carries the energy of a winner. Do you carry the energy of a winner? Do you carry the energy of a winner? Ask yourself, have you been entertaining fear? Have you been worrying? Have you been making excuses? Have you been hesitating? You've been acting like a slave. A slave carries the energy of lack. Most people stay slaves not because they have to, but because they refuse to make the decisions to break free. They get comfortable in their own limitations. These are the type of things that you learn in my mystery school, guys. So make sure you guys go ahead and join the mystery school. The power of detachment, the alchemy of reinvention, mastery in self and time. So much information that I have in there. I only read to you guys one video, one lesson. That little thing I read was only one lesson. I didn't even read the whole shit. So check the chat. Let me go ahead and put it for all my people that's looking to join. All right. So, listen, y'all. I gotta go, man. I gotta go. All right. But I love you guys, and later.